Hello Geeks and Gamers, Matt Lemke here with your gamer goggles, and today this is the box breaking portion that we have for you on 1919 The Noble Experiment from Black Monk Games. Inside you're going to see, well, this, before I go much farther, this is a prototype version of the game, so what you're seeing here can actually have quite a few changes. You're going to have a copy of the rules, and the contents, of course, is listed within it, and how to set up the game, all the basics you need to how to play the game. So we're going to just pull these all off real quick. We're not going to spend a lot of time on this because we're going to go into an overview in our next set. You have different card types of buildings. Like these are your locales, which we'll get into that when we get into the overview of what each card does. These are more locales. These are your whiskey cards. You've got American, bourbon, Scotch, Irish, and blended. Actually, I'm sorry. I'm going to make note of this right now too. The bourbon is going to be Canadian whiskey when the game is in its final print run. And then you have the different ingredient cards. This is the largest set of cards in the game. They repeat with the different ingredients. There's a green, a red, gold, and a blue card. They all have different meanings. Well, not so much meanings like as in gameplay, but they all represent a different thing. And we'll go over that again in the overview as well. Then what's probably among the most important cards is, I showed you the Locale Buildings already. These are unique buildings here. These, like we have a marketplace, we have a black market, we have a mixing plant, we have a bottling plant, and the different distilleries where the different alcohols get distilled. And we'll go over those in more detail too, because these cards are both two-sided. In fact, every card in the game has two sides. So that's one of the reasons why we're going to have to go over it a little bit more in depth. And now you have worker cards, which this is the mayor, which we have actually nicknamed Hot Potato. He determines who first place is. He has, again, two sides, just like every other card in the game does. We have Mike Mellon, who is the actual card back for all of the worker cards. He is also a generic worker. He's a driver and he costs 0. Then we have different workers, and each worker has a different special ability. Like for example, and you're not going to understand what this means yet, but this guy has an ability where you get to draw an extra ingredient card, which can be very fundamental. As you can see, some of them have different symbols, which is actually their different abilities. And we're just going to flip through here, and we're going to go over some of these a little bit more detail here in a couple minutes in the next video. As you can see, you know, they have different, like this one, Frank Stone, he actually has, he's basically two cards in one. And we'll go over that in a little bit. I'm not going to confuse you here. I just want you to get a good idea of what comes in the box. So if and when you purchase 1919 The Noble Experiment from Black Monk, this will be the contents. I mean, this won't be this is the promo version of the game. So what it'll probably be is things that are similar to this. All the cards, like I mentioned, are 2 backs. Thanks for watching. This is the box breaking on 1919 for Black Monk's Kickstarter.